Welcome back. Today we are going to take up the new topic, brake noise causes and control techniques. Myself, Dr. Manpreet Singh from Lovely Professional University. This is the last topic of Unit 6. This would be the end of the syllabus, I must say. So, first and foremost, in we in this particular unit we have dealt with how to control the noise coming out from different parts of automobile, like in the first contents, in the earlier contents. We have discussed about engine noise causes and its control techniques, then coming to the transmission noise, then intake noise, exhaust noise, aerodynamic noise, then tire noise, and finally to the brake noise. So, in the kind of noises coming from the automobile system are greatly relying on the vibrations coming out from that particular component or part. Like if we talk about engine noise, so engine noise when the engine is running, so in running of that engine, the vibration starts producing, and those vibrations are the main cause of a noise coming out from that particular part. So in all the aspects, if we want to control that noise, in nutshell, we need to isolate those vibrations, absorb those vibrations through different kind of techniques, like in intake and exhaust system we have used resonators. In chassis or in engine, when we are installing engine onto the chassis, then in that particular case, I must say, we will be using barriers and closers, to absorb those vibrations at certain point of part. So the main purpose in reducing or controlling that particular noise coming out from any part is to reduce the vibrations of that particular part. That is first and foremost aim of any control system for noise. So let me start with this brake noise causes and control techniques. So first we will be discussing the causes of brake noise. So we all know when pedal is pressed, then the hydraulic system, because right nowadays in all the automobiles we have hydraulic kind of brakes. When hydraulic system actually presses the brake caliber pistons against the brake rotors, then brake pads are installed onto the brake calibers, so that two parts are coming in contact with each other, because the brake rotors are directly connected with the moving vehicle, moving tires. So it has a lots of momentum in them. So whenever these brake pads are coming in contact with these brake rotors, so it takes lots of power to stop that particular vehicle. And because of this, the friction starts producing in that particular part, and because of this friction, it generally heats up. So with that heating up, the noise of the kind of noise which we generally call it as a squealing noise starts coming. So to define this noise in a more elaborative manner, I must say, like it is we have an example for that, that we are you know uh, moving our fingernails onto a chalkboard. So the kind of noise in that particular scenario would be called as a squealing noise, which has a very high pitch. So in nutshell, I must say the brake noise is the result of noise coming from the brake pads and brake rotors when they are coming in contact. High friction would be produced, and because of that friction, heat starts producing and noise starts coming. So although this noise can be controlled to some extent, again, I'm coming to that particular point that we have two different ends for controlling that noise. So one is the manufacturer's end, and another one is consumer's end. In manufacturer's end, the first and foremost reason for controlling the brake noise would be uh, the material of rotor and brake pads. In brake pads, we have generally metallic kind of brake pads, semi-metallic and organic kind of brake pads, and that we will be discussing when we will be taking the consumers and considerations. We will be discussing these type of brakes or the material of these brake pads in detail in the later slides, right? So for here, I must tell you that the metallic brakes are having a very long life as compared to the semi-metallic and organic. But yes, the organic brake pads are comparatively making less noise in comparison to the metallic one. So next part comes at the manufacturer end is a design of brake system. So in this the very first and important aspect of that is model analysis. The it is the same kind of analysis where we are finding out the natural frequencies for the brake rotor system, and then we are intentionally vibrating our brake pad system at those particular frequencies to check how much vibration is produced, because at that particular point when the natural frequency is matching with the external frequency of the source, the resonance start producing, and resonance is a great source of vibration. And at resonance conditions, we must say the uh, displacement of the vibration is very high. And obviously, if the displacement of the vibration would be very high, then I must say the pitch of that particular noise coming at that particular time would be very high. So I have one journal related to the model analysis, that some author has done the model analysis on the brake system to improve the performance of a brake pad system. And as a result, if the result as a result he has proved that the later updated design of a brake pad system would be producing less vibration in comparison to the previous one. So the next part comes in under the design of a brake system would be shape of brake pads. So shape of brake pad is also very important, and it's mainly related to that how the brake pads are coming in contact with the rotor, right? So we have a number of designs. If you Google it, you'll find a number of different shapes for brake pads and results as well. So now coming to the consumer's end, we do have certain options at the consumer's end. When the driver is driving a vehicle, he can control this noise as well. So first and foremost point in this would be a coating of anti-squeal compound. These are kind of a spray. So whenever the vehicle goes to the workshop for any kind of servicing or any kind of repair, then the brake system must get checked. So under that particular condition, they properly clean up that brake pads and rotor, and they apply a spray onto that. And these kind of spray would be having a very heat resistant polymer adhesives, and these are having a property of not getting the brake pad and the rotor system heated up. So if we can control the heat of these components, I must say the noise level coming out from the brake pad system would be obviously less. So another kind of coating which is available is a anti-seize compound. Uh, so you can Google it. We have a different type of anti-seize compounds. These are not as good as the anti-squealing compounds, but yes, if we still apply it, we will find a less friction in comparison to the previous one. But yes, it somehow affects the performance of the brakes. But yes, on the other hand, the brake pad are not making the noise as compared to the previous condition. So another thing which consumer can take care is for checking out the loose parts. So because if we have any kind of loose parts in the system or braking system, then in this particular condition these would be vibrating a lot. These would be vibrating, and if these parts are vibrating a lot in that particular scenario, the components of brake pad would be making obviously more noise. So whenever we are getting any kind of repair to our or servicing to our vehicle, in that particular scenario the brake pads and the rotor system and the other components of the brake system would get checked properly for its looseness, right? So this has to be controlled, and in all the aspects. So we need to get our loose parts checked in all the stages for brake pad system to not to get the extra vibrations and to control the noise as well. So next is about the cleaning of our brake pad system, because in the use we are getting lots of shims and chips are coming in between the brake pad and drum rotor. So in that particular scenario we need to get it cleaned so that the extra wear or tear should not be happening. And it's not only about the getting extra wear, but yes, lots of noise also starts producing when uh, some chips and shims are coming in between the brake pad and rotor system. So we do have a damping paste, which is very important, and whenever we apply that damping paste in between brake pad and the rotor, it takes a lots of time to get it settled. So probably in present scenario, it takes around 2 to 3 hours. So this particular dampening paste is providing the damping effect. Damping is what? Damping is when some vibration is there, and if we put some damper in between, then damper is having a characteristics to absorb those vibrations. It don't get those vibrations to get transferred from one component to another. So this is having a very similar effect. So whenever we presses a brake, then this damping paste is absorbing those vibrations, is absorbing those shocks are coming in between, and those shocks are nothing but a source of noise too. So but yes, there is one problem that it takes a long time to get it settled. It takes around 2 to 3 hours at least. So whenever you are going for a treatment like this, then you must be, applying this paste, and uh, and you need to leave your brake pad system for about 2 or 3 hours. And yes, you can apply it after every 15 days. Okay, next is uh, you need to get the brake pads or any parts. If it has worn out, then it needs to get it replaced, because the brake calipers are not having characteristics to press against the rotor and to create friction, and it starts producing extra noise also. And whenever we are using our vehicle, I must say, when these brake pads are worn out, then in that particular scenario we are experiencing extra noise of squealing. And from this particular noise we sometimes get to know that the brake pad has worn out. So in that particular scenario we cannot afford it, because if the brake pad got worn out, because brake pad are having made a bit softer, with a softer material than in comparison to the brake rotors. But yes, the brake calipers, when they are coming in contact with the drum rotors, then it can create a high wear and tear in the drum rotors as well. And in that particular scenario, the drum rotors can get damaged, right? So whenever we have in a situation like that, that the brake pad has worn out, so we need to get it replaced, not only for the noise, but to take care of our braking system to work efficiently. And in another kind of scenario, we need to try another kind of brake pad material as well. As I have earlier told you that firstly we have a organic pad. The characteristic in this, they are very quiet. They are very quiet means the noise level coming out from an organic pad is very less. But yes, if we are getting something good, it's then it's coming with some cost. But yes, in this particular scenario, the life of these organic pads is not as good as of metallic pads. In semi-metallic pads, we have metal particles and organic material as well. So this generally comes with a moderate characteristics. That means a moderate kind of a noise and moderate life as well. And in metallic pads, these are very good. But yes, if we are not considering the noise aspect in this, so noise level would be very high, but yes, at the same time, the life of these brake pad would be very good. So we need to get some kind of lubricating material as well. Like we know that brass and graphite are having a very good property of self lubrication. And if we add some carbon into it, then obviously carbon added in these two compounds would be giving us a lots of strength. So we are getting the strength, so strength would be giving us a good lifespan of that brake pad. But yes, if we are getting a material like self lubricating, then in that particular scenario we are getting less noise as well. But yes, at certain point of time we cannot go with a certain amount of friction characteristics. It means we don't want that friction should fall uh, from any particular amount of coefficient of friction, because if friction would not be there, then in that particular scenario we are not being able to apply the brakes efficiently. So we need to keep up the balance. So lots of good self lubricating material sometimes proven to be very bad. So in the last part, so we need to get our brake rotor as well, because if we find some scoring, some grooving, or some wear onto that surface, we need to get it either replaced, or we have a choice to resurface it. Resurface means we are taking that brake rotor out, and we are getting some machining operations onto it, so that we can improve the surface finish, we can get a surface more smooth. So this smooth surface, when it is coming in contact with the brake pads directly, so the contact area in that particular scenario would be very good, right? So we are getting a lots of friction and good braking effect as a return. So that is an end. So to recapitulate, I must say, to control any kind of noise, I must say the vibration coming out from that particular part should be isolated or maybe absorbed, right? So that is the prime intent of this unit. Okay, thank you.